Hi, everybody. Welcome to the A-Check update tutorial. We're going to go over everything that is new, and there's a lot of stuff new. We're taking this tutorial on the 3rd of September, 2020, in the middle of the worldwide pandemic COVID-19. My name is Omer Lubelski. I'm the CEO of Tamar Accessibility and the founder of A-Check with all the other amazing teammates. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we are facing challenges as well, also in the personal level and also in the professional level. Here in Tamar Accessibility, we want to go and maintain business and work as usual, but we need to do it under the COVID-19 regulations. One of the main things is to go less to the site, to implement data not only from one user, but from multiple users. And thanks to A-Check, we can really maintain our professional and efficient work, working under the local COVID-19 guidelines. So it's a really big advantage for us, and I believe it's a big advantage for you as well. And now we will go over everything that is new, so we'll be able to use A-Check in a more convenient way. If you have any questions or anything at all, we're always here for you. You can just contact us via mail or phone, and we will give you a response. Without further ado, I will now share my screen, and we can all see the new stuff implemented in A-Check. So now we will enter the app. You can do it by the phone or the computer. In order for it to be more convenient, we will do this from our computer. As I enter the app, I will have terms and conditions. Well, I need to agree. I will agree. I can confirm and save. If you want, you can download it. If you already agreed to terms and conditions, you don't need to do that again. Now we can see that the first screen that we have is a new screen. Okay, it's changed. First of all, we have search the app where we can search everything from what we want. Let's say I write here, entrance. Okay, and I can search where I want to search it, of the whole app, only in findings, only in components, only in the assets, only in certain clients, and adjustments. Just for this demonstration, we will do it. For everything, I do a search. And now I can have the results according to the subjects. I have an overview look where I can understand if it's in the findings, adjustments, item categories. And for each subjects, I can see all the answers that I have from this search. Okay, so it's a really convenient and easy tool if you know exactly what you need to find. So you can just enter it and you can get exactly the data you need. If I return to the home page, I can see that here now I have all of my clients in order here. I can go by each one and check them out. Here, the example client, I can see they have 3 assets. If there were more, I would have more, and I can move to pages where I can see more assets. I have an overview look on the asset. I have the client details. I can check. I can click on it, and then I can see all of the details I want, and I can change if I have the permission to do so. I can see the asset map. I can see this client and where is all of his assets. Okay. So here I can see there's 3 assets. One in the United States, one is in Italy, and the third one is in Israel. And I can have client statistics. This is a lot of data, so maybe it will take a bit of time to upload, but once it's uploaded, it can give you all of the data you need regarding to your client. So I can see that this client has an accessibility rating of 3 stars out of 5. I can see the assets in which are compliant or non-compliant. I can see the accessibility components, how much are they filled. Like we have 10 from 45, so there's a lot of work to do here. I can see the accessible findings. They have more than 50% to do in order to make everything compliant. I know the amount of money it will take to make all of their assets accessible. I can know exactly according to accessibility by critical area. I know who is it relevant to. I can see all the non-compliant findings of this client, all the findings that require consultancy with accessibility professional, and I can see all the changes that involve structural changes in the building itself. So now you can see everything you want about the client and to enter his assets. You have monthly statistics by users. You can see how many in this user. We have 3 workers, me and 2 other. We can see how many each one of us have worked this month. I'll just remind you that the 3rd of September, so it's not a lot of hours. I can see how many assets were added this month, and all kind of relevant data that I want to know. At the end, I have system status. Again, it's a lot of data, so some of it can take some time. I can see all of the users. I can see the system status. I can see all of the clients that are regarding to me because I'm an administrator. So I can see all of them. And you can just go over all the statistics. And it's more convenient and more easy. If you want to perform a survey, all you need to do is pick one of the assets that you have. You have audit report and perform an audit. We're now going to perform an audit, and I will introduce you to one of our new tools. Now, when you do the perform an audit, at least for the first time, you have enable tutorial. Once I enable the tutorial, I actually have a digital instructor that gives me all the data I need to do and work inside of HEC. So I enable the tutorial, and now I have step 1. On this page, you can view and edit key details of the asset and continue the survey by adding new accessibility components. So an accessibility audit in an asset consists of a series of accessibility components, each of which represents an area of the asset that needs to be accessible. The audit consists of adding these components and answering a set of requirements for each of the for each of them. The main properties of the assets are shown here. This is a picture of the asset. This is the asset details that I can enter or change. This takes me to navigate to the summary window once I finish the audit. And this shows me the existing components in the asset. Once I'm finished, exactly from this screen, I can export the report into a PDF or Word format, or if I want, I can export the summary to Excel. To continue the audit in the asset, add a new accessibility component. So we will do it together now. Click the button to add a new accessibility component. An accessibility component is an area in the asset that needs to be accessible. Done. I'm clicking it. I need to select from the list what I want to check. I will do, for the example, a property entrances, the main entrance. I will fill in where the location is, and I will write here main door. Description of the accessibility component. There are 3 Okay, of course, I can load coordinates from GPS, so I can have the exact spot where the asset is if I'm there. I can group, and I can pick a picture. And now I have a picture as well. I confirm and save. And now I'll go to the asset questionnaire. This page shows a set of the requirements that are need to be filled in order to make an audit of the accessibility in the specific item. If we're in the door, if we're in the main door entrance, so now we need to fill all of the requirements. Okay, so here I have a shortcut. I'll just skip it for a second. I'll go to door dimensions, okay? I'll open the question. I can see the requirement, the door dimension, the width of the opening at the entrance is at least 75 centimeters. Of course, this is just a demonstration. The real dimensions can change according to the regional regulations. This is just for the example. I can see if I can measure it. I can see if it's compliant or not. I just, let's say it's 60 centimeters here. So it's automatically non-compliant. I can see the door height that I need to measure. I'll just put 200 centimeters. I can put the finding that the door is too narrow. I can see the recommendation here. Okay, this is a default recommendation. If it's not good, I can change it. I can see if in consultation with an accessibility expert is required. Let's say if I'm not sure or something like that, I can just I can just flag the question. And if I need to break a wall or to do structural adjustments as changing or replacing a door, I will flag this question as well. If I want, I could put another picture if I want, and I put a picture description. So those who have problems seeing a picture can hear the picture description. Okay, we don't have a picture description, so I won't put anything. Adjustments for the finding, if I want, I can just I will add a fix because I need to change the door. Okay, I can put new fixes that I want, but if I can check if there's any saved fixes, let's say I want to put a door, and I also want to make adjustment in the wall to make the hole in the wall bigger, so I can put a bigger door. So I flag these two fixes, I confirm and save. I didn't fill this required field. Only numeric value are accepted with decimal dot or something like that. So the price per 1 unit, the amount of units, it's only one door that I need to replace according to the questions. I will confirm, and now the adjustment is added. I'll save findings, and I'll continue from the main door to the next phase, to the next place I am in the asset. Okay, I'll do it component until I will be finished with the building or asset or whatever you are checking. So we finished going over the main screen and the survey screens with the tutorial with our digital instructor. And now I'll go back to homepage and I will show you the changes that we have inside of the report screen where I audit it and I can export it into different formats such as Word, Excel, and PDF. Let's take our generic public asset. I will enter it by Audit Report. it will take me to the screen. Here in the screen, I have a picture of the asset. I have the accessibility components in the assets. I have them by number. I see I have 16. I see that the asset is not compliant to accessibility standards. I can open all of the components and I can see inside each component, I can change, add fixes, I can move a component, I can clone a component, I can delete a component, whatever needs. Before I enter the component, I have all the details here. I know how much it will be to fix it. I know how many components were filled out of all the requirements, and I know if it's compliant or not, and if it's back up with pictures, okay? Moreover, I can have the accessibility statistics in the assets. Here I can see that they have 4 stars out of 5 stars. I can see the percentage of how many of the components are accessible. I can see how many of the findings are accessible. I can see the asset according to critical areas of capabilities, if it's vision impairment or blindness, or if it's for a wheelchair user. I can see how many non-compliant findings I have, and here actually is a whole list of the things that I need to repair inside of the asset in order to meet the accessibility requirements. It's a big list. Each list is different according to how big the asset is and how accessible it is. I have all the findings that require consultation with an accessibility expert, like we just flagged in the question we demonstrated. And I have structural findings if needed. Okay, here in this specific asset, none of the components were flagged as structural changes that needs to be done. I can export it into PDF or Word. I can export it into Excel file, and I can download all of the pictures of the asset. I can see the total summary of the adjustments, and I can see how much will it cost in order to make the adjustments. I can move from here to the adjustments page, and I can see the specifications of all the adjustments. I have asset action log, which I can also download to Excel, as you can see here. So every change, I can see which user implemented which data, when data was changed, and I have a full action log for each asset, for each client, and for each user. So you can follow the progress of your clients and your workers. So that was our tutorial. I hope you'll find A-Check a lot more convenient and efficient to work with. I know it certainly does it for us. I want to thank all the users that gave us an incredible feedback, which we can improve for it. I want to thank all of the A-Check team that are doing very professional and hard work and working all the time, also when we have all these challenges during COVID-19. And I really hope all of us will get over this COVID-19 pandemic soon. And until then, I really want to ask you, stay safe and follow the COVID-19 guidelines. Thank you for your time and have a great day.